But as I say, it's all about the people I'm chatting to this afternoon. And Liz, can I just say, I love talking to you every single time we've spoken on this show and others. You're such an interesting lady because you started Kent Quiz Trails just literally for something for you and your daughters to do. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. Yes, it was sort of started as we were going to make a trail of Rochester because we had so much sort of knowledge of Rochester, and we thought, wouldn't it be fun to make a little booklet and put the history in there and to make it into an actual activity? And I know there are trails, town trails, and I'm not ever knocking those, but we thought if we put clues along the way and things so that to make you looking for things and seeing things you wouldn't have seen, it would make it more fun. So we started off, me, Becky and Laura, and made Rochester, and then we really enjoyed it, and lockdown came. So what could you do in lockdown than to sit and research tons and tons of Kent history? So that kept me busy.
I love it. How many Kent Quiz Trails are there now?
We've got 20 now, which is amazing. It's been
Excellent.
sort of 3.5 years, and I just can't believe where the time's gone and how much we've discovered in that time. That's what's been fascinating, is under the surface is all the little stories that were there hidden away.
I love it.
Fantastic.
You are just the best dinner party guest because of this, because you know all sorts of stuff. You could have lived where you live for years, and I guarantee you, Liz will come up with a little nugget and you go, really? I didn't know that had anything to do with where I come from. We actually found out, one of the last times we chatted, we found out the origin of Pims was literally by the hot farm in Kent, which I loved a bit. It's near Paddock Wood. Yes. Perfect.
Yep, definitely.
Obviously, that's the ones you've got in Kent, and you've now branched out. There are a couple in Surrey, aren't there?
Yeah, we've
and Sussex.
got 9 in Surrey now, and 3 in East Sussex. So we recently did the Battle one. Now, that was fantastic. We found out lots there because with Battle, my interest in that was particularly what was Battle called before the Battle of Hastings. Because,
what was it?
Of course, it's 3 different names.
Okay.
And 3 different names it had because it was a tiny little village, little hamlet, and then the abbey was built and everything. So it sort of evolved from there. And also to find out what was there other than the Battle of Hastings, because obviously that history is extremely covered when you go anywhere. It's all about that. So all sorts of different things, like the lady who sang the vocals on, Pink Floyd, and they have that beautiful high vocals. I can't think of what the song is now, but that lady came from Battle, and the group Teen from Battle, and all sorts of stories of the locals and what they all got up to. And particularly, we're always keen on who misbehaved.
So who did misbehave? Which is the misbehaviour that you've been most piqued by? When you heard it, you thought, that's got to go in my book.
Oh, well, one of my favourites is Gordon Bennett. And
go on, how did that happen?
Yeah. Now, Gordon Bennett, we all say, Gordon Bennett. And that turned out to be, it's an unpleasant story, actually, because his father was also called Gordon Bennett, and he was born in Scotland in the late 1700s, emigrated to Australia, and became an extremely wealthy newspaper magnate. He developed the New York Herald, became an extremely wealthy man, and then had his son Gordon, who lived life of a playboy. So he lived a life of Riley and lived off all the wealth. And at a New Year's party in 1877, he was with his fiancée's family in a room full of people. He was completely plastered. He showed himself up completely by confusing the fireplace for the gentleman's lavatory.
Oh, no.
So the expression Gordon Bennett was born, which isn't a very nice way of it being born, but we do all still say it. And he was very involved in the Kent aviation scene. So the Charles Royce and the Rolls-Royce chaps and all that sort of thing. So there is a Gordon Bennett Cup. So if you ever hear of the Gordon Bennett Cup, it's the same man that we all say, Gordon Bennett.
There you go. You can smile now the next time you hear it. Liz has told us the origins, and it does put a different light on it, I must admit. Something else, because I've also signed up to your very interesting emails that, you don't get too many. You get them sort of every month or so. It pops into my inbox. And it really sparked my interest, which is another story behind a very common saying, which I use frequently. Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
There you go. You're sorted.
Yeah. That's it. So he was the Prime Minister. Robert Gascoigne Cecil in 1887 was the British Prime Minister. And out of the blue, and much against everybody else's advices, he gave his nephew Arthur, Balfour, the job as Minister for Ireland, which was caused uproar and upset at the time. And so they said it's very simple to become a minister when Bob's your uncle. And he'd actually referred to him in the House of Commons as Uncle Bob, which caused a lot of upset. So that's where that one came from.
I love it. Where are your next trails going to be? Have you already got things in your mind on your hit list that you want to do a trail about next? What's in the pipeline?
Yeah. We've got lots of lovely ones on the go at the moment. So Tonbridge, we're doing one for there. We've got 2 or 3 which are going to be villages rather than doing main towns. So it'll be sort of 3 or 4 villages. One is along the Romney Hythe Railway, Church along there. So to do that up to Dungeness, which I love Dungeness.
Gorgeous part of the world.
And then Darrant Valley, a few villages up through Darrant Valley. So you can either walk between them, cycle between them, or go in your car. So you do them in parts. And then the Trail of Swale, which is going to be an interesting one. So the Isle of Sheppey, round Faversham, Sittingbourne, and sort of incorporate all of Swale area and all the fantastic history that's in that area as well. So
when they are ready, do me a favour. Will you come on and chat to me on the radio about them when they're about to come out? Because I'd love to have another conversation and find out what fascinating facts and who came, what common phrases we have that started off because of some bloke in Faversham that we've all forgotten about now, or whoever it may be. Is that okay? Is that a deal, Liz?
Definitely.
Fantastic. I love it. And have a wonderful time there at Wisley, you lucky lady, because it is a very beautiful corner of our area, isn't it? We're so lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a lovely, lovely time. And that next chat is booked in the diary. Tick.
Fantastic. Thanks, Erika.
I love it, Liz. Take care.
Afternoon, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye. So if you fancy doing one of Liz's trails, they're for sale in the local sweet shops and places that you pop into if you want to go in and buy a